Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to answer one of the questions, actually a few of the questions that I've gotten in the request a video link below in the description. So if you want a video that you want, don't put it in the comments, just you got to request it in that little tab because I'm crossing them off as I make them. So I get quite a bit of responses. A lot of them, some of them have been, what's your chart colors? What templates do you have saved on your chart to make it mark up faster? And so I'm going to go over that in this video. So first I'll go with the chart colors. So when I double click here, my up candles are gray. Let me show you. It's C4, C4, C4. And then my down candles are this one here. So it is 336 CA6. And then all my borders and my wicks are black, just standard black. Okay. So that's my candles. So let's go over my favorites here, right? So I used to always have the crosshairs because I like to measure. I use it for measuring, relatively equal lows, see where we're at, see things. But for when I do my videos, I use the pointers because it's easier to not have so much stuff going on the charts. So obviously I use the pointer and the crosshairs for, different reasons. Trend line right here is one that I use a lot. So I have 5 handles. It's 5 handles. Usually when I'm using this, I'm marking out, hey, here's 5 handles, here's 5 handles. Instead of just going over here, I just sometimes mark it up. Don't use it very often anymore. I have buy side liquidity, draw and liquidity. Partials taken here. Buy side relatively equal highs. And buy side liquidity taken. Okay, I have the same down at the bottom for the sell side. It just is on the bottom and it's red instead of blue. Okay, consequent encroachment, I have that in here. Mean threshold, market structure shift with an arrow, market structure shift to the downside. I have SMT, so if we have SMT, I can mark it here like this, and it tells me SMT with the Dixie. Hey, I have SMT with NQ. Hey, there's SMT with the Dow. Other than that, there's short-term high cleared. Let's move these back up here. Short-term high. Now, if you hit the shift button, as you're on here and you're moving it, if you hit the shift button, it'll go exactly horizontal. So when you're marking something, you can click it. At least it's on Windows. I don't know what it is on Apple. Maybe someone in the comments can put what it does on a Mac. But I have short-term high cleared with a check mark, and then short-term low cleared with a check mark. Honestly, I don't remember how to get the emojis on here. I have to look and see how I did that before. There's a certain button you push and then it gets you the emojis. I don't remember. I'll have to find that out. So that's the trend line, the horizontal ray. When I use that, I have a few templates. I have buy side, puts buy side liquidity on the top. Consequent encroachment. Constant encroachment of the event horizon, which I hardly ever use. And then if I don't want to see this level broken, let me see this. I don't want to see this level broken. So I do use this quite a bit in my live trading when I want to see, hey, like I don't want to see this level broken. And it's coming back up. It's like I'm getting out of the trade at this point. Mark, okay? So then I have mean threshold if I want to mark that like this. Move stop loss to break even. So sometimes I mark my chart on, hey, this is where I want to move my stop to break even. This is where I want to move my stop to sell side stop loss to half. Sometimes I like to trail my stop. I'm not one of those that just leave it. I like to preserve capital. So I've had these on my chart before. The new day opening gap line. New week opening gap, you see that on my chart all the time. I have the previous day high, previous day low. They're great liquidity pools, so I always have them on there. Sell side liquidity, same as the buy side. And then I have my stop loss, so I want to move that up. Usually I put that on for before when Tradingview wasn't able to show your entries and your exits. I put this on where my stop loss was originally, and then as I'm moving it up, I'm like, this is where my stop was originally, just so I kind of know where it was. Don't really use it very much anymore at all. But then I have take partials and break even. So usually I use this one more than the move stop to half and everything else, but they're still on there. I don't really use this very often. The pointer tool, I just don't. I do use the vertical line here. I don't use the horizontal line very much at all. But for templates here, I have 2 p.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., the last hour macro starts, the 4 a.m., so you have 3 and 4 for the London Silver Bullet. You've got 2 to 3 for the PM Silver Bullet. You've got 3 to 4 p.m. for the Power Hour. You got 8:30, the news embargo is lifted. I got 9:30 a.m. opening bell. I got 10 to 11, the Silver Bullet Hour. I got high impact news event. I like to put this on my chart to have the high impact news event. So when I'm live trading, for me, I will put this on there so I know, hey, there's a major event happening here. I'll mark that up in the morning when I do my pre-market analysis. So I have that on there. And then I also have the midnight Eastern Standard Time. And I have indicators that I've had made or ones that I use that mark this. So I don't really need to have this. I usually use the high impact news event the most. So the text box. I have the date, so I can change the date when I do recordings. Divergence, which is usually when I'm marking, when I have SMT and I have the line here. Let's just say there's SMT here. I usually have NQ. Used to mark off divergence, and so for my Notion, I don't really use that very much anymore. This divergence. So then I also have DR scorecard. So when I start making my IDR trades, I'm going to show you how many sessions win, how many sessions lost. So I have that scorecard here, and then I have total trades. I used to do on the top right in other videos. Sometimes we have total trades, how many handles. I have the second one and the third one, so you can actually change it. So I can just move them in, and I don't have to edit it as we go. So I have those as my breaker block, bearish breaker block, bearish mitigation block, bearish order block, bearish propulsion block. Then it's on the other side. So my bearish always goes on the top on the right side. Bullish goes on the bottom right side. Mitigation block. I gotta change the sizing. It drives me nuts. My OCD is going crazy. Propulsion block. And then I also have it's the rejection block there. Haven't used it for the minus side yet, so I'll make that. Then I have fair value gaps. That's one that's not really time made. So this is the 1 day. There's the 1 hour. See how they're all color coded. There's the 1 minute that you're used to seeing. I have the 4 hour, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 week. The inversion fair value gap on the 1 minute, it's still green. It just says inversion in there, so I know what I'm looking at. And then liquidity void, we saw that the other day. And then I have my text box, which I have my IDR, DR, IDR, and ICT trade setups. I'm adding to this rules, so I haven't made very many videos on that yet, as I'm editing it. This is my trading rules. I'm going to do another video on this, explaining these. Next coming up. And then, oops, let me go back up here so I can make sure you see all my stuff. And then I have, just volume imbalance, which you see all the time, which is with the volume imbalance on the top. Okay, so then I have my long position. I have 3 templates. I have 1-to-1, which is 5-to-5, 5 handles. Ideally, that's what ICT teaches to start with your silver bullet trades. I usually don't, but if you want to start losing, I go to 1-to-1. I also have 1-to-2. Move this down. I also have 1-to-3. Woo, we got it, yes. Okay, move this over here. We have our long positions. Same thing. I have 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3. So colors, I have my both of them are the same. My stop color is this bottom lower right purplish color, and I'm at 47 opacity. And then my greenish color is 009688, and it's at 20%. Moving on, we have the picture icon where I can choose a picture, like an image. That's what I have here, my Kraken. Let's get rid of that. And then I have the fib settings. Okay, so the fib settings right here. This is the, let's just look at this one. This is the standard ICT fib standard deviation. When I look at that, there's my settings. Pause the video if you want to see it. The settings and what they are, just red and black. That's it. If I wanted to have the optimal trade entry, here you go. There's my optimal trade entry settings. You can see those. Pause the video if you want. And then if I want to do the range, let's get the Kraken out of here. Let's get to move them over here. Let's say we want to see what this range is. We would go from here to here, and we'll change this to premium and discount. There's my premium and discount. Now you have to set it up so that way the red's on top and green's on the bottom. If you pull it a different way, they're opposite, right? So it doesn't really matter as long as you know that the top is always premium and the bottom is always discount. You're fine. So, but if you want to have the red or pink on top, red on top, and green on the bottom, whatever colors, you got to pull a certain way. So you either got to pull from the top down all the time or from the bottom up. Me, I don't really care. Usually I just pull it however I want. And I know the top half is premium, the bottom half is discount. And then finally I have this path tool, which I don't usually use. So I just don't like it. So I don't really use it that much, but okay, so that's all my chart settings.